All right. Hello. Welcome to the well for the week of May 1st. Unbelievable.
Mayday,
And
Mayday.
I know. So let's settle in, take a deep breath, anchor into the present moment. Grow roots down into the earth. Feel ourselves circling up around the well. All right, let's go into the reading.
Okay. All right. So this week this first spread is going to help us address our doubts and fears and, find a way for a path to renewal and to releasing some of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first card I have is doubt.
Yeah.
And down here it says, I release the need to have all the answers. That unknown is usually, it causes us a lot of stress, right?
Totally.
The doubt, the unknown,
demon of doubt.
It really, and it if we're paying attention, we realize it's an opportunity to welcome in, to anchor our trust, right? When we're feeling that doubt, but we don't always remember that because we're in our worry, we're in our doubt. So this is something to, when it comes up, allow it to be there, but don't try to push it away. Don't try to resist it. Just let it be there and kind of think of it as, oh, here's that feeling. Here's this uneasiness again. And let it be there, because the minute we begin to resist or push away or ignore it or whatever we do to make it go away, right, we're engaged. Now we're making it bigger, right? So what you fight, you feed, right? Or what you resist persists. It's that same thing.
It's true.
So just an opportunity to pay attention when those feelings arise. And then the next step in this process, I pulled the hummingbird energy. And this is a reminder to, well, first of all, the hummingbird's energy is fast and fluttery and
furious,
intense. Yeah, fast and furious.
Yeah.
And when the doubt kicks in, sometimes that creates a flustered feeling, like, that kind of an energy.
Yeah, like I need to do something.
Like I have to do, how can I make this go away? How can I stop this unease? Well, this card is kind of reminding us to pay attention to where we're putting our energy and how we are, how much energy we're putting toward the things that will help us and help us gain momentum versus the things that will hold us in place, right? Where is your energy? Where are you focusing it? And this is just a reminder to keep that, keep more space in your being and allow for these moments. The doubt is just one of those valleys. We all go through peaks and valleys, and the doubt and the fear, those moments are part of the journey. And if we can breathe into it and allow it to be there without taking hold on us, that's our goal. Because then otherwise we have issues with control. And this is how, if that doubt and fear takes hold, then our control kicks in, and that's where the resistance comes and the, stuffing it away or engaging in habits, that, might take us away from having to think about it, whatever that is. So the releasing that need to control, and this is mainly a mental energy, because that's where a lot of those thoughts of control, they can trick us and take us in directions that we don't, that aren't really the shortcut to what we want to achieve, but we're wrestling with it a little bit there. And then I got work through your fears. So we went the whole gamut, doubt, control issues, fears, right? And this is all an opportunity to go underneath it, go deeper. If we have feelings of doubt that arise, what is that trigger for you? Does it move on to the fears and vulnerability and, oh no, everything's horrible, I'll never get there, I'll never achieve, or I'll never move past this. Or, does it do a fight, the fight response as well? But underneath it all is a sense of vulnerability and fear, or fear, I guess. And underneath it all, for all of us, it's different, but at some point we're going to come across some deeper fears that are at the root of some of these mental worries, right?
For sure.
So it's the feelings that aren't processed end up trying to work out in our mind. So our work is to just pay attention to that and go a little deeper. It's a great time to go deeper with the way that the planets are right now, and we'll talk about that in the next set. But it's a deeply transformative time if we are willing to do that work. And then we have change, and now we have this shift. This card, normally I will talk about change as far as it's a constant, it's always happening, that wheel's always spinning, and our guidance is to rest in the center and allow it all to just take place.
Yeah.
But I want to take it a step further with this spread, because it takes on a new meaning of the change, the tides that are turning that you feel within you, right? After addressing the doubt and paying attention to where your energy is focused, and releasing that need to control, and then going a little deeper and seeing, where is this stuff rooted? Where is my unease rooted? Just that process of being willing to let those feelings play around in your existence is change, right? And that's change from the inside out. And that's when we can really expect to see greater change in our waking world, in our daily life, when we do that inner work.
Right.
And then the next card I got is collaborate. This is the ant. This is be part of a team, reach out for help, tap into resources that you may not have done before, ask for help from your guides, from your human, connections, from your inner being, from source. Just work on that collaboration, so that you don't feel so alone as you're working through this, because the truth is, you never are alone, right? We forget that when we're living in our minds, but that opening up and allowing for the support to show up is important. And then I got welcoming surrender, and this is that kind of, this is also transforming those thoughts that are in our mind. I'll never get to where I want to be. There's too many obstacles, the doubt thoughts. And what it's really saying is, you perceive this unknown as a problem, and it's not a problem. It really is just your destiny being uncovered. It's just your destiny being revealed. And
hi, Izzy.
Hi, Izzy. And so that's that act of surrender, of just releasing the doubt and kind of saying, you know what, it is all happening, and I'm on my way to knowing. Instead of, I don't know, I can't see it. You end up stuck with that energy. But with that more open, welcoming, surrender quality, then you get to create your path forward with a little more ease. And then the final card in this spread is renewal, and that's your path forward. And it moves from, winter, the dryness and the death basically of winter, into spring, and you get to create a new path forward. This is also a root chakra card. So this is kind of reestablishing yourself to prepare to, up level your consciousness, or to, start a new phase in your journey, human experience life, or create a new project, or enhance a relationship, whatever. You have this opportunity. Once you clear the doubts and fears and control issues, you have this opportunity to begin again.
Yeah. It's such a powerful reading. It's really a journey from doubt to renewal. And being with our doubts and the way that we're working with them and our fears and our control, it really requires so much humility, really, to be able to be with them and let go of the need to have control. And also, when we're controlled by our doubts, it makes sense that we would want to exert control, right? Because we want to be free of the way it feels to be, oppressed by those doubts.
It
So
does make sense. And as a human
yeah.
being, as human beings, we see every day how
Mm,
our actions create a result,
a
a
result.
consequence. Our actions create. So in this, we figure, oh, let's swap this away and it will go away. But these are our emotions, right? These aren't logistics. These are our emotions. And
Yeah.
like we said, the valleys are part of the journey.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. It is very common. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't even think I could think of one human being who
Mhm.
immediately goes, oh, I have doubt, let it be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Well, and it's the doubts that prevent us from being able to take action in our lives and align with the changes, because it's the doubts that make us ambivalent and insecure. And so what we want to call forth is confidence. We want to call forth the confidence and the courage to take the steps necessary. And it's like where we put our focus in terms of our energy, where we put our focus is what we create more of, really. So, it kind of speaks to what you were saying before about what we resist persists. So yeah, beautiful. And just want to invite everybody to tune in and just take a moment to breathe and be with the reading. And as you take a breath in, just allow your breath to reach any place in your system where you may be holding doubt. And in internal family systems language, that may be held in your exiles, right? Your shadow. So just allow your breath to reach that place. And as you exhale, you can release with the intention that it be transmuted into confidence. Yeah. And then let's go into the second half of the reading.
Okay, yes. So,
Mhm.
and Izzy's ready too. She wants to
I
hear
know.
it.
I apologize.
No, don't.
She's
No,
like, "Ooh."
she's feeling the energy. She's responding to it.
Mm,
So one thing we didn't cover when we were in the session today with the group is the action, that what's happening in the planets right now. It's a
mm,
huge time. We know a couple weeks ago we had that eclipse, right? The new moon
mm,
eclipse in Aries, right?
mm,
And then we moved into the sign of Taurus, got a little more grounding. We went retrograde. Mercury went retrograde in Taurus. So that's what we're kind of in now, is kind of this review, assess period. Well, now what's happening is today, May 1st, Pluto is going retrograde. And so Pluto is the planet of transformation, of death and rebirth. And so with this, the renewal card came at just the right time.
wow. Yeah.
It is time for us to review our our past transformations, to really dig deeper right now into the deeper emotional layers of our being, and find where we can make more transformation in order to find a lighter, more wisdom-filled path going forward. Especially if we can even put a date to it. The last time Pluto was retrograde was October 8th, 2022. At that time, since the fall, what has transformed in your life, right? This is a time to do this too, to assess it with Mercury retro. We can, it's a nice time to review our past transformations, what fell away, what has arisen from those ashes, and how you can plan yourself going forward to continue with this transformation. That's happening now. And then Friday, May 5th, 5/5, the number of change, is the next eclipse. It's the second in this set. So we had the new moon eclipse in Aries, and now we have a full moon eclipse in Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto. It's like there's so much happening, but basically this is a time of depth
Depth.
Really digging deep
Hmm.
for transformation.
Hmm.
At the full moon eclipse on Friday, it will be a time, of full moon eclipses are about endings, closure, moving from one state of consciousness to another, right? Leaving behind that stuff that we don't want to carry with us into the next phase. So all that we didn't really, I didn't really realize it when I pulled the cards this morning that, oh, wow, these cards really reflect the planets as well. But now we know because we got to put it in this video. So our next spread begins with death. And I mean, how powerful is that? We've got, Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, and Scorpio, which is ruled by that. And the death card in regular tarot is Scorpio as well. So, I mean, it's almost like this cutoff point. We had our last spread end with renewal, like we have an opportunity for a new path.
Yeah.
But we must also acknowledge the things that we're leaving behind.
Yeah.
And kind of, if we can, leave them firmly behind, right? The things that aren't working, not the things that we desire and the things we want to carry forward on our renewed path, but that stuff that weighs us down.
Yeah.
We want to make sure we're actively separating ourselves from it, creating a distance.
Yeah.
And this card on the little phrase here, it says, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're in.
Yeah. And I just want to pause. I mean, bringing in all the planetary alignments, which is your expertise. It's so amazing. And I just want to remind everyone who's listening that Angela doesn't prepare these cards like, she aligns with the energies of what's happening in the collective and aligns her intuition with that. And then what comes through spontaneously. So it's so cool. The way this reading came together is in total alignment with what's actually happening with the energies that we're all a part of and impacted
We're all
by.
part of.
It's amazing.
And I didn't realize it at the time this morning when we were doing the live reading. So afterwards I was like, looking at my stuff, looking at my astrology, my emails, and I was like, oh, wow, like this is really aligned. So yeah, it's all that intuitive pull. So we're right in that bubble. We're right in that decide what to leave behind and decide how to proceed forward. And this is your choice.
Yeah. And, I want to honor, easier said than done, right? Like we're talking about this in this reading, but when it comes to actually going through what we're talking about, it really is quite an emotional and it really can be quite just painful, And so it's so important to have support on all levels to be in this journey of this kind of change and acknowledging what we're leaving behind. It's just so important to be in community and connection.
It really is. And I do stress that every now and then in my readings that this, it does. I say it so quickly, like, leave that stuff behind. It is not easy. And we won't do it overnight.
And our doubts come up.
And when our doubt, and they're going to come again, trust that they will come again. And this is, it's our opportunity to, even in this like transformation, this transformative time, we don't have to throw the whole sink out and start all fresh. We can take one aspect of what we perceive as an obstacle to our forward momentum.
Right.
One little aspect, maybe, my self-criticizing talk that goes on within me, my mind chatter. I'm going to come up with a keyword that when that criticizing talk starts, maybe it's sunshine or whatever the word is that takes me out of that thought pattern, just redirect. That one little shift may be the beginning to transform all of it, but we're not going to get this done overnight. And like you said, it'll arise again. And a new thing will bring us down and a new thing will trigger our fears. But, and
then we go through the journey again of renewal, and that actually allows for resilience and regeneration. So it's all connected.
It's all connected and it's all, it's a process. And the concept of it all is simple, but not easy. It's a simple idea,
Mhm.
lighten your load, drop the burdens, and then you have a lighter load to go forward. Do it, right? But it isn't easy to execute. So yeah, we thank you for bringing that up, because I do make it sometimes sound like, just do this. No, we all struggle with it. I
Mhm.
struggle, we all do with some of these energies. So, but it's learning to change the way we manage them and change the way we approach them or invite them into our existence. That learning to shift that,
Yeah.
you'll get a new result. And slowly, right? And we talk about a lot about, Maria talks about that spiral upward. Slowly we make our way up the spiral.
Right.
And but it's better than the opposite, right? So a little progress is progress. So yeah, that is important to know. So this next card is kind of what I was alluding to before, is the burden.
Mm.
And these are those mental energies that are weighing us down, that we as humans, maybe a while ago, I took this on. I don't know what it is. Maybe I told somebody, I have an obligation, I will be able to, I don't know, be in touch with you every Tuesday afternoon at 3, whatever. And then you set that pattern and you're going forward. After a while, your life starts to shift and your Tuesday afternoons at 3 are no longer free, right? So it's a matter of, but then you have this part of your mind that's like, but I committed. This is the kind of stuff that you can kind of go, oh, I can release that. I can transform this. I can meet Wednesday morning at 9 and it will all still be okay, right? But trying to stick and hold a lot of this mental energy and hold on to it and cling to it stalls our progress. It actually blocks our progress.
Right.
And we're so busy working on all the mental stuff and sorting out all those thoughts that are in our mind that we're not left with time to feel and move with our intuition.
And it
So
prevents our growth.
drop the burden, right? This guy is kind of like, he's carrying this guy on his back and he's got the rooster on his back and they're all like trying to go forward. And this guy here is the one suffering. He's trying to be helpful, but he's suffering. And it's time sometimes to let that down and then replace it with the belief in the impossible, the belief in the unseen, in the unknown. This card, it's the jackalope. And we know, that's not really a creature, but apparently when I was reading about it, there's a condition, a virus that some wild rabbits can get that makes it appear that they're growing horns. So somebody saw that and then said, oh, look, this is a new species or whatever. And it's really not. But, the belief in the impossible, right, is what that's represented by. So it's shifting from the burdensome thoughts, I can't, I won't, I'm not, letting those, fall away a little, and then, shifting that to, it's possible, I could, I might, right? And it's just that little twist that helps us.
Yeah.
Then the next card we have is the awareness. And this is that the veil is lifting and the clarity is coming. Now that we're learning how to, piece by piece, manage some of these thoughts, the doubts, the fears, the transformation that will naturally take place in our life, the death and rebirth of all different states of being. We're learning to go with that flow and be with that energy. Now it becomes more clear where I want to, where my path is going, or what is my next step. You gain the clarity when you work with the energy first. And then we have another card of change. This is the last spread had one, and this one we have, it's definitely a time of change right now. And now that, we're tapped into the astrology too. And this says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So it's, and even that burden card of dropping some things from your load, letting down some of your load, that's movement, right? You're lightening your load so that you can proceed forward. So the littlest shifts, instead of staying stuck in a pattern, can really help. And then I got intuition. So this is now the full opening. After dropping the mental stuff and creating a sense of awareness and actually believing it and seeing it in your mind's eye,
Yeah.
Now you have more freedom to move more organically
Mhm.
and move from the way you feel instead of what those thoughts are or what those limiting beliefs have been in the past. Go with your gut. Now we have some flow. Now we have some forward movement, and I have nothing yet is set in stone, which is telling you, you can always find yourself here on a new path of renewal.
Renewal, right.
Always get ready to recreate then and start anew. It's always changing. It's always moving. And then I love this, that this came toward the end of their spread because it's reminding us, the perseverance card.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Keep going. Even if the progress is slowed, even if you can only take a half a step today, right? It's okay. You just keep that movement going and the change will follow. And then individuality came up. And this is your reminder to, be fully in what's right for you. There's a quiet sort of self-esteem, self-confidence involved in this to me. The individuality card to me is a fully aligned being with their energy, a clarity of energy and a clarity of your place as a spiritual being here on this planet, and what that means, what you have to offer, how you can express yourself, who you might engage with, the ideas that you come up with. They're all coming from that, that deeper space within you. And that's how your individuality comes and shows up. So don't lose that. And then the final card is conclusions are within reach. Since this is a time of endings and closure, the full moon, well, yeah, conclusions are within reach. This is the full moon eclipse card.
Exactly.
It's a full moon eclipse. I mean, didn't really know it, but
it's
we
perfect.
Know now.
Full moon in what did it say at the bottom?
It's just a general full moon eclipse card.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. But
conclusions are within reach.
They're within reach.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. And
but this fears card that we had before was in Scorpio, but it was a new.
Oh,
but
right.
We have a lot of, the full moon is in Scorpio right now.
Yeah, beautiful. And I just wanted to go back to what you were saying about really following, how we're feeling and not letting our limiting thoughts, our limiting beliefs, dictate, right, how we're orienting. Like our feelings, are valid, and be with them, and be in alignment with our like, what am I trying to say? Like basically distill, right? Like, okay, these are the facts of the situation. My feelings are valid. I'm presencing to those feelings, and I'm releasing the thoughts and the beliefs that are all like part of a narrative that's not even true, right? The limiting beliefs, and like releasing attachment to that, and then aligning intuition, gut, instinct, heart, mind, all of that, right? In that individuality card that came through so beautifully. So I just wanted to remember to say that.
Yeah, and in our deeper truth.
Yeah.
This is a very good opportunity this week and in the next couple weeks to go real deep. And some people may find nothing but pain there. Well, but some might find their absolute truth.
And right? It might be both. The pain might open up to the truth. And if there is pain there, stay the course. Support yourself through it. Allow the crying or the tears, or bring in other self-care strategies, self-care mechanisms, like take a salt bath, like cry, journal it out, or but just basically, so many of us start to feel pain, and we want to numb that pain. We want to shut that pain off and down. And what we're saying is really allow that pain to open you up to renewal, and how essential that is to growth. So let's all pause and just take a moment to feel into the present moment and be with what is, and take a moment, take a breath to just create your intention for this week, and make a wish and throw it into the well. And so it is. Have a beautiful week.